Hi folks, this is Pastor Sarah with a kids' church story for preschool kids. I am sitting here in our church's sanctuary, the room where we gather for worship, and I'm sitting in the very back pew, and there's a reason for that. I'll let you think about what that reason might be, and I'll tell you at the end of the video. I wonder if you'll be able to guess. Our story for the month of January is a story about when Jesus was a kid. Are you a kid? I hope so. Every person is a kid at some point in their lives. Did you know that? Did you know that your parents were kids at one point? Have you seen pictures from when they were kids? I was a kid at one point. I'll show you a picture of when I was in preschool. What do you think? Well, in today's story, Jesus is a little bit older than preschool age. We think that in this story, Jesus was 11 or 12. Do you want to see a picture of when I was 11 or 12? What do you think? Do you know any big kids that age? It might seem like they can do a bunch of things that you can't do yet. And that's normal. As we grow up, we learn new things and we are given new responsibilities. And this story is about Jesus getting to be old enough that he got to go on a special trip with his parents. See, once a year, they would travel from their hometown to the big city of Jerusalem for a festival. And when Jesus was 11 or 12, he got to travel with his parents on this big, long trip. And when they got to Jerusalem, they went to the temple and they worshiped at the temple. And then they went and had a meal with friends. And after that, it was time for them to go back home, back to Nazareth. But on the way home, Jesus' parents realized that Jesus wasn't with them anymore. Uh-oh. Have you ever gotten separated from your parents? It's not a good feeling. It can be kind of scary. Mary and Joseph were definitely afraid because they didn't want to find out that Jesus had gotten hurt. They wanted him close to them so that they could take care of him. So they went looking to try to find Jesus, and they walked all the way back to Jerusalem, looking all along the road along the way, asking people if they had seen Jesus. And when they got back to Jerusalem, they went to the temple. And Jesus was there at the temple. Jesus was talking to the teachers and actually having a kind of good time. He didn't seem as worried as his parents were. Maybe that's because he was 11 or 12. I think if he was 4, he would have been pretty scared. I think that it was a really good thing that Jesus stayed at the temple when he got separated from his parents. His parents were scared because they didn't know where he was, but he stayed in the last place where he saw them. And when they made their way back to him, he was there in a safe place with grown-ups that he could trust. I hope that our church is also a safe place for you, and that you know that if you're ever scared, you can find people like me or Pastor Nathan or teachers that you meet in kids' church, and know that they are safe grown-ups, that you can ask for help if you get separated from your parents during coffee hour and can't find them. We are so happy to help you get reconnected to your family if that's the kind of help that you need. And we even have rules that parents have to stay in the church building until they reconnect with their kids after kids' church. And that's why I'm sitting in the back pew here. I don't know if all of you have had the chance to come to kids' church before. Some of you have mostly been in the nursery downstairs. But when you come back to church and we have our preschool kids' church classroom, you will go down to that classroom after the children's blessing. You'll go down with your teacher, and your parents will stay here in the sanctuary. But when your class is done, you will stand in a line with your classmates, and your teacher will walk you back here to the sanctuary, and you'll sit here in the very back pew. And when the church service is over and everyone has finished the last hymn, then the grown-ups will all stand up, and your parents will come here to the back of the sanctuary, and they will meet you here. And your teachers will stay with you here in the back of the sanctuary until your parents find you. That's one of the ways that we always keep kids safe in our church, is the teachers always stay with them all the way until their parents find them. We always want to make sure that families are reconnected before they leave the church. So I hope you enjoyed that story, and I hope that you know that our church is a place that can be safe for you. And I hope that you can talk with your parents about other places that you can go if you need help feeling safe, and other grown-ups in your life that are worthy of trust, grown-ups who can be safe people to help you out. Maybe it's grandparents, maybe you have a neighbor, or parents of one of your friends. But it's a really good idea to think about safe places you can go and safe people that you can ask for help. So maybe you can talk with your mom and dad about that this week. Take care, everyone. I sure hope that we can see you here in the church soon.